Welcome to the Coral Daisy Creates Oh Christmas Tree Stitch Along. Today is day one. I'm Christy and I will be talking you through some stitching today. First of all, day one, just in case you are a beginner, I like to show you how to put your fabric in the hoop. So that is where we're going to start, and if you aren't a beginner but want to watch, great. If you want to fast forward, that is completely fine too. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and we have our hoop. If you got the kit, you have an 8-inch hoop. And the one thing that I did prior to recording is I went ahead and, you can't necessarily tell, but I pressed my fabric just because there was a crease going both directions where I had folded it to put it in the kit. So I pressed, and when I pressed it, I pressed the back piece, then I press the actual piece with the design, and then typically I also then, because I'm overly press happy, then I press them together, just because that tends to make things sort of bonds them together a little bit. I don't know, that may just be my weirdo thought. But when you're going to put things in the hoop, you're going to take your hoop apart. There's two pieces, so you take it apart. Then you want to center the design or put the design where you would like it. Sometimes I will put the design at different points in the hoop when I'm stitching different areas. And then you're just going to, I think this looks okay, then you're just going to press down. Let's see if I need to open this more. I think I'm okay. So you want to start, if you press the outer hoop down, if you press at the top, it's going to be trickier. You want to start where you don't have the opening, so that would be the bottom in this case. So I press down there and then just push with your hands and put it in the hoop. Now, I feel like it's a little too close right here, so I'm going to do it over because, you know, try that one more time. That's better. Okay, so when I feel like I have things centered how I want them, I've got it pressed into the hoop. You will possibly want to tighten the hoop. I really like, so to tighten it, you're gonna just turn the screws. I like my fabric to be pretty tight, so I will pull it pretty, you're not really going to hurt anything. And sometimes, in this case, you can see little bubbles from the item from the backing, which you don't always have to use a backing. I usually do, just to give the piece a little bit more oomph. Also because I tend to rip a lot of things when I change my mind. So I try to use backing for that reason, because that way I've got, when I'm doing the ripping, I'm using the back of the fabric and have the little layer. So I'm going to put the design in the hoop, and then we are ready to start stitching. Now that everything is in the hoop, we are going to actually start stitching. So the first tree we're going to do is this one right here. And I actually today am going to have you do, rather than one tree a day, I'm going to have you do the running stitch. That way, if you are new to stitching, you are doing the easiest stitch first. So the running stitch we use in this tree, and this tree. And so that's the best place to start. With the running stitch, all you do is bring your thread up through the back of the fabric. So you're going to thread your needle and then bring your thread up through the back of the fabric. And then you're going to go the length of the stitch. So I'm just following the little marks on the diagram, on the design, and go back down. And so it's called the running stitch because basically if you were running, this would be how your footprints would look. At least that's what I like to think. So you just go up from the back and then are going to move forward and then push it back down through the fabric. So this tree has the running stitch on the inside for tree 1, and it is outlined in back stitch. So I will show you back stitch tomorrow. I think it'll be easiest for the people who are beginners to do one stitch and hopefully figure it out and then move to the next one. So just gonna go up and down. I think that running stitch is really one of my favorite stitches just because it's pretty relaxing to just pull the thread back and forth through the fabric. So it is definitely one that I use quite a bit. And I'm just going to keep going and stitch all the little pieces of your tree. For this tree, and if you have the pattern, it's pretty detailed in the pattern. I try to make them detailed. So I'm using Wonderfill, I guess that's upside down. I'm using 1034 to stitch this tree, and I'm only using one width of thread. Okay. For this tree, there's also quite a few running stitches on this tree. I actually on this one use 2 lengths of thread just because I like my things to be chunkier. And so I will just pull 1 length of thread through my needle and then fold it in half and secure it at the end. So, and this is number 1035. So this is the green that changes to blue. It has those combos. So again, you're just going to go through, pull your needle up from behind, and then push it back down. When you do finish, you want to secure your thread in the fabric. So I'll show you that. I did not do it earlier either, so you caught me. When I am finishing my thread, I just will take my thread with the needle, I'll put it under, and I'll probably do this and just weave it back through so that it is secured, and then I know it's not going to hopefully unravel or do anything crazy. So that is what I do when I'm done with my thread, and that is all I'm going to have you do today. So happy stitching. I would love to see how much progress you made today, and I will be working on mine too. I'm trying to decide if I'm actually going to stitch all the way through again or not. So we'll have to see. But thank you for joining in, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. So thanks everybody. Bye.